Hello friends, welcome to Susan and John MacTube. This is the fourth video in Probability and Statistics lectures. I am Deepak George and we are discussing percentiles. In the last video, last part, I was talking about percentile, decile, quartile and median. And I told you the connection and I will revise a little bit for you. So basically, given a data set, you arrange it in ascending order. If you are able to divide it into two equal parts, if you are able to find a number which can divide it into two equal parts, then that number will be called median. That means median is nothing but the 50th percentile, because 50% data will be before the median and 50% data will be after the median. So median is nothing but P50. And then we talked about quartiles. Quartiles are numbers which divide the data set into four equal parts. So quartile 1 is nothing but percentile 25, because 25% of the data will be below that. And quartile 2 is nothing but our median. It's the same as median because 50% data will be there. And quartile 3 will be percentile 75, because that number will divide the data set into two in such a way that 75% will be below that and 25% will be above that. Now, when it comes to decile, decile means we divide it into 10 equal parts, and that means our 30 percentile will be the third decile. The 40th percentile will be the fourth decile, etc. etc. Anyway, my opinion is you convert median, quartile, decile, everything into percentile and use the formula that I am going to show you, and you will be able to calculate these things easily. Anyway, don't forget, first of all, arrange the data in ascending order. And the last two videos I was talking about the type of data that they ask in exam: type 1, type 2, type 3. Type 1 means the raw data, and that is exactly what we are doing now. And type 2 means data with frequency, and type 3 means class intervals. Anyway, I'll show you one question. So here we are talking about the starting salary of 12 business school graduates. That means they are recent graduates from business school and they enter a job, and initially this is how much they are earning, most probably in the US because it is given in dollars. Okay, and they are asking you calculate the standard deviation variance using formula method. Now be aware, in the last class itself I told you, whenever they use the word formula method, be aware you will not be able to write the direct answer from calculate. It's a trap. If you don't know the formula, wait. Now you might be thinking, I know the formula for arithmetic mean, I know the formula for standard deviation from class 12. No. The formula for sample standard deviation is different than the formula for population standard deviation, which you learned in class 12. So be aware, whenever they use the word formula method, your calculator will not help as it used to help you earlier. Because earlier I used to tell you, use a calculator, you are an engineering student, you have to learn to use tools. But if they mention formula method in the question, you have to use the formula method. Anyway, I am not going to work out the first question because we already discussed in the last two videos. We are going to go for question number 3. They are asking box and whisker plot. To find the box and whisker plot, we need the 5-number summary. If you don't know what's the 5-number summary, you check the last video. So basically, I am arranging the data in ascending order. By the way, if you use this latest calculator, there is a button called sort. You enter the data, just enter all these data and press tools. press the button called tools and it'll ask you sorting and you can click it ascending. Anyway, I have already arranged the data here. Now look at this. To make the box plot, we need 5 numbers. Minimum value, quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, maximum value. This is called the 5 number summary of the data. That means using just 5 numbers, we are able to give a rough analysis of the data. And minimum value is already known. Here is the minimum value, here is the maximum value. Let's go for the quartiles. Quartile 1 means P25. And step number 2, arrange the data, compute an index. Okay, so quartile 1 means percentile 25 and I'm calculating the index 25 by 100 into 12. 12 means the number of data items. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. And I got 3. The question is the index an integer or not an integer? 3 is an integer. So the percentile will be nothing but average of the data values in the third and fourth. So I'll explain once more. When you calculate the index, you might get the answer as an integer or a decimal. If you get an integer, then the required percentile will be, quartile 1 means percentile 25. The required percentile will be 1, 2, 3. Okay. Average of the third and fourth. So quartile 1 will be 3450 plus 3480 divided by 2. Come on. Put a comment. What is this value? I want to make sure that some of you are watching and some of you are actually using calculators and working out along with me. Okay, so what's the answer? If you're watching it late, you can put it in the comments below. If you're watching it now, you can put it in the live comment. So the answer comes out something like 3465. Now I go for quartile 2. Quartile 2 means 50th percentile. I told you in the beginning, let it be median, let it be quartile, let it be decile. I'll convert everything into percentage. And hence percentile. And I'll calculate 50 divided by 100 multiplied by 12 and that comes to be 6. Is the index an integer or not an integer? It is an integer. So what is the procedure? You go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go for the 6th and the 7th value and take the average. So quartile 2 will be, come on, tell me the answer. 3490 plus 3520 divided by 2. I got 3505. Now comes quartile 3. I'm not going to explain. It's P75 ... Q3 is equal to, it comes to be 3600. Now look at this. Now I have the 5 number summary. What do I have? I have the 5 number summary. Now I'm going to write the 5 number summary is the smallest value. What's the smallest value? 3310. Quartile 1, 3465. Then 3505, 3600, 3925. Okay, we got the 5 number summary. Now you can make a scale. Scale means it's just a straight line. I'm going to make a scale myself. I'll put 3000. I'll put 3100, 3200, 3300, 3400, 3400, 3500, 3600, 3700, 3700, 3800, 3900, 4000. Why I took 3000 and 4000 is because I know my answers will always lie between 3000 and 4000. If you want, you can even start from 3300. No need to write these numbers. Now, a little bit above the scale that I made, I'm going to plot the 5 number summary. So 3310, it will be somewhere around here. 3465, it will be 3000, somewhere around here. In examination, try to use a scale and a pencil so that your graph looks neat. Now 3505, somewhere around here. 3600 and 3925. Now make a box with the help of quartile 1 and quartile 3 and make it into two boxes. Now for the whiskers, I explained what's a whisker in the last video, check it out. And these are the whiskers. So this is called the box and whisker plot, or simply the box plot. And the numbers are called 5-number summary. Now one important thing, you can make the box plot by making a scale parallel to the y-axis. Look, I can make a scale parallel to the y-axis and I can mark the numbers 3000, 3100, etc, 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 and the box will look something like this. I hope you got the point. So you can make a box plot parallel to the x-axis or parallel to the y-axis as you wish. Now the most important thing, in examination, if you look at the past paper questions, you'll see that they ask two different kinds of question. One is something like this, construct a box plot. I think now you're ready with construct the box plot part. And the second type is, they will give you a box plot. For example, let's imagine I don't know how I got this box plot. They're giving you the box plot and they will ask, interpret the box plot. And whenever they ask interpret the box plot, first of all, you should take a look at the box plot. Okay, and after that, you can write, okay, this is about salary, right? In the beginning, I told you the question is about salary of business students. Now I'll start writing some comments, some valid comments in the exam paper. Okay, it seems like 50% of the graduates are earning somewhere less than $3,505. See? And then I can make a comment. The maximum amount a fresh graduate is making is less than $4,000. And I can say, okay, the graduates are making at least minimum $3,310 or something like that. So the basic thing is, you put some valid comments and they will give you the mark. And if you look at the past paper, like particularly, you'll see that once they put 4 box plots together, and they wanted you to do a comparison. You can go for the past paper and you'll understand. Anyway, I want to warn you, they ask two different, no, I have to be honest, 3 different type of questions. Question number 1, theory question. How do you construct a box plot? Second question, they will give you data and ask you to construct a box plot. Third type of question, they will give you a box plot or many box plots and ask you to do a comparison, interpretation, etc. That's it. And now we have to do one more problem in this percentile and box plot, because in the first question, the number of data values were even. That is why when you calculated the index, you ended up with integers. Now let's make our life a little bit difficult, because here there are 13 data values, and this is also from your past paper. Most of the questions in my workbook are from past papers. I collected from past papers, like let's say 95% of the questions in the workbook and in my handbook are from past papers. Okay, now look at this. Here we are discussing about the number of minutes a person had to wait for the bus to go to work. 13 days. What's the first thing to do? Tell me. What's the first thing to do? Use your calculator or use your brain and sort it. Let it be median, quartile, decile, percentile. The first thing to do in raw data, let me reiterate, we are doing type 1 data. In the next video, we will be dealing with type 2 data, type 3 data. Type 3 data means something like this, and we'll try to conclude the statistics part by the next video. Maybe there'll be some miscellaneous questions. Okay, anyway, we'll go for the next type. Anyway, as I told you before, I did my homework, so I have the answer, but I'll wait for a minute. Someone can comment what is the sorted out values. What will you get when you arrange it in ascending order? If you're watching it in the premiere, you put it in the live comment. If not, you can put it in the comments below. Let me see how many of you are actually working out with me. Okay, I hope you already arranged it. Anyway, I'll write the answer here. 1, 2, there is no 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 17, 30. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I hope I didn't miss anything. Yeah, okay. Now I did my sorting and I hope you got the same thing. Now to make a box plot or a 5-number summary, we need minimum value which is readily available and the maximum value. Now quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. Quartile 1 means you have to find the index because it is percentile 25. Index will be 25 by 100 multiplied by number of items, that is 13. Now one more thing, book to book, author to author, statistician to statistician, the way they calculate this percentile and stuff will be different. Anyway, this is a well accepted method and you have to understand that statistics is a practical science, not a theoretical science. So many people have their own interpretation and all the answers will be nearby. So if you're using some other method, my answer and your answer will be very nearby but may not be same. We are not learning mathematics, it's an applied science. Okay, anyway, if you don't like this method, you're free to use any method that you prefer. Okay, so I find the index and the index came out to be 13 divided by 4, that will be 3.25. Oh, it's not an integer. If it is not an integer, they have written that round up. That means you take the integer bigger than that. What is the integer bigger than 3.25 and next to it 4? Data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4. So quartile 1 will be equal to 5. Once more, quartile 2 is equal to P50 and index will be 50 divided by 100 into 13. Sorry about my handwriting, I'm doing it a little bit in a very messy way. So we got 6.5. Is this an integer or a decimal? Decimal. Tell me the number, round up means tell me the number or the integer just above 6.57. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So quartile 2 is 9. Similarly, quartile 3 turns out to be, you tell me the value. Okay, I got my 5-number summary. I'll write it in a minute when you comment quartile 3. Now I'm going to make my scale. We have to write the 5-number summary. I'm waiting for your answer. Or this time I'll make a box plot parallel to the y-axis so you're familiar. Anyway, the 5-number summary that I got is 1, 5, 9, 13 and 13. Okay, please tell me whether it's correct or not. And I'll strongly recommend, please do comment, because I'll know, like what you call, whether you're following it, whether you're enjoying it, or whether you don't like something, etc., etc. Please support us by, what you call, sharing this channel with your friends, and you can join the Viber group, because like what you call, we can connect to each other in the Viber. And that's it. Subscribe. Okay, so we are back to box plot. By the way, you can take a screenshot of this. This is the theory part for box plot, because I told you sometimes they will ask the theory for box plot. So this is the theory for box plot. Okay, now back to the problem. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a scale. I'm going to make it like 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. If you want, you can put 35 also, because the numbers, the smallest one and the last one should be included. That's it. So the first value 1 is somewhere here, 5 is over here, where is 9? Yeah, here, and 13 is right over here, and 30. When you do this thing in exam, use a scale and pencil. Anyway, make a box with Q1 and Q3, and like what you call, separate it with Q2. See, that's it. That's it. Now, suppose I'll tell you the reverse question. Suppose they give you a box plot and ask you to interpret. Imagine. Here we are talking about the number of time, or what you call, the number of minutes that you wait for a bus. And by looking at this, I can understand, okay, 50% of the people, 50% of the people had to wait less than 9 minutes. I think that's 9. And then I can know almost everyone got a bus within 30 minutes. See, this is what I am able to understand. And I'm even able to understand some people even got bus within 1 minute. You got the point. So write some valid points and they will give you marks. And by the way, they might ask you to calculate P90, they might ask you to calculate P85, etc., etc. Same logic. Okay, there is something called stem and leaf method. I think we will do these things in the next video, mean, median, mode, and all those stuff. So I'll stop this video right now, and I'll be back with another video in which we will start doing questions in type 2, and some miscellaneous problems are there. And I took those miscellaneous problems from your book itself. Okay, so we will meet very soon. So till then, my friends, bye.